Obviously, it was a great performance by our group. A lot of positives out there. Drexel is an outstanding team. They had a great year. They lost a lot of tough games. We knew they'd be ready to play. They were last time we played them. It just worked out this way. We didn't plan it, but against such a tough defense and a great goalie, Mark Manos, you have to try to score those easy ones or the transition goals, and we were able to get out a little bit in transition. Off the ride game, we scored a couple. Anthony scored a couple off the face-off, had a couple assists off the face-off. So plays like that from Anthony. Obviously, Kyle was on the end of a couple of those. Ryan Hollenboss scores 2 big goals for us as a long stick midi. So those are the type of things that you need in a game like this to propel you to where we were at the end. And so, again, it's a positive night for us, and hopefully we can soak it up a little bit here and then move on.
Greg, can you talk about, it was a year ago, the same night here, against Delaware, and the lump in the throat and stomach, and a year-long wait, and the relief of and pride of winning the championship game back here.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys last year in the locker room that were very disappointed, and, we touched on that Wednesday night after we beat Towson. I know Kyle felt that way. I know Anthony felt that way, and I felt that way for sure. So yeah, just to be able to get back. I think last year at this time when we lost, I think that was on their minds. It's like we need to try to get back there, and as hard as it is, we were able to do it, and then we were able to overcome a little bit of the pressure that comes along with that, and play relaxed tonight, and fortunately get out to a big lead there in the second quarter. It never seemed safe, but just sort of play with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of determination.
Kyle, how energizing was it? You guys were able to run a little bit tonight after such a slow game that the Towson tried to create on Wednesday. For you guys to get out and play to your strengths, how energizing was that for you guys?
Well, I mean, that's the way we like to play. And, yeah, Wednesday night, I wasn't a big fan of that game, but that's the way it goes, and we just had to grind it out. But tonight we definitely played to our strengths, and I think we did a good job of pushing when we had something and then holding off and slowing it down when we didn't.
Anthony, as a face-off guy, do you even daydream about winning a most outstanding player award? That seems like that doesn't happen too often.
No, not much. Not really. I just go out there every day and work my hardest to get the ball to my team, and got a couple breaks where they slid to me. I gave up to attackman, and they did a hell of a job and scored. And then a couple they didn't slide to me, and I just shot and scored.
Did you kind of feel some momentum going yourself in there that you had it going pretty well?
You get in a rhythm as a face-off man, and I got in the rhythm tonight, and it was just going my way. So it was great.
Greg, can you talk about what having that kind of face-off performance does for you?
It's outstanding. Anytime we've had a good team here at UMass. We've had guys that could win the ball for us, and that's how it goes in lacrosse. You don't. It's not like basketball where you give the ball to the other team. You have a chance to rally, to score in bunches, and a performance like tonight with Anthony, we're able to do that. But also, for him to score and for him to assist, it's a bonus. And like I said, those are some of the easy goals, the transition goals, the fast break goals that you have to score on really good defenses because it's so hard to score 6-on-6.
Kyle, can you talk about the good feeling in that 5 goals free? I guess you got 3 of those, one behind the back, kind of thing, and what kind of rhythm you felt in during that run?
Well, obviously, I mean, that loosens up the game for me. Come out and then you score early, and that's always a good thing. But the behind-the-back goal didn't really have much of an angle on the net, so that was like the best shot I probably could have thrown at the net. And then the other ones were just my teammates putting me in a good position. Like Art had one to me, and then Anthony, and then one was a deflected pass that just happened to roll right to me on the wing.
Kyle, just talk about like coming out in the first half, you did 4 goals, 2 assists in the first half. What's that like to come out that hot in a game like this?
Well, I think that's just how the flow of the game was going. It was fast-paced, so the attack was touching the ball a lot in transition, and I just got on the end of a lot of one-mores. One of them was to Hollenbaugh, I know, and then just open goals in transition.
Greg, is it nice to see you got 2 goals from Hollenbach? You got 1 each from Rushing and Izzo, as well as 2 from Anthony. To see guys that have done some really good things for you over the course of the season get rewarded with their names on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great for those guys to they play such an unselfish position, defensive midfield, and they're not in the paper, they're not in the scorebook, like you said. So it's great, but I think more importantly, it propelled us tonight. I mean, their ops and their finishes helped us win this game. And without that, the game is a lot tighter. So, again, great job by those guys, and they deserve a lot of the credit for our success, for sure.
Anthony, can you talk to the difference in the feeling of playing the championship game and how you felt a year ago, and how much that stuck in your mind throughout the year?
I mean, we've had a bad taste in our mouth since last year, but this is a new team. So each week we concentrate on the game coming up, and this was a big game, obviously, but as a team we're not satisfied. But we're going to enjoy it for now, and then we're going to get back to work.
Anthony, bring it back to kind of the second quarter, and as well as in the third. What is it that changed at the X with the battle you were having? I mean, the game was close up to that point. It was 5-5 before the 5-0 run, and then you just started winning every draw, and your teammates and yourself finishing off as well. What was it that changed?
I mean, with face-offs, it's just sometimes they don't go your way, but then you get in a rhythm. And tonight, luckily, I got into the rhythm and just went my way. I got the ball out, so some days and then a huge plays by my wingman getting the ball too. So it's a team effort. So.
Kyle, kind of a similar question for you guys in the field. Again, 5-5 game, and then you guys are able to break loose and extend with 5 straight. What is it from your perspective that changed during the flow of the game?
Well, I mean, we got the ball off face-off, so if we scored, we were just getting the ball right back, and a lot of times it was coming on a fast break. And just the goals kept coming quickly, and we were playing fast, and we were playing smart. So I think scoring was the easy part.
Was this for anybody, was this a neat atmosphere to be part of? It was kind of a perfect night. The hill was filled and so forth. Is this something you kind of will have sort of a mental snapshot in your mind for a while as what it was like to be in this game?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty cool.
Kind of reminds you of the old days.
Greg, the first game with Drexel was kind of a defensive battle, and this one was a little bit different in the sense that both teams were really clicking on all cylinders on offense. Was that a bit surprising to you that it wasn't?
I was asked that question. I think maybe Matt asked that question on Wednesday night. What type of game do you expect? And I expected a close game again. It was 8-6 first game, but I said you never know. And in the first quarter, I thought about that, and I said this is going to be one of those games. Too many people are scoring pretty quickly, and shots were going. The shooters were finishing the ball really well on 2 good goalies. So, fortunately for us, we scored more than them. And especially as you mentioned there in the second quarter, where we jump out, and heck to score 10 against a team like that, in one half is totally unexpected.
Greg, or for the players, in the early going when there was a lot of turnovers, a lot of quick goals, was the sun or the dusk have any effect like it does in a baseball game that starts early?
I think initially the sun was pretty tough. On our first possession, we missed the ball, and then as the sun went down, and obviously, at dusk, I don't think it has as big effect as the sun does. Dusk itself, once the sun goes down behind Boyden. We're out there in January, February, March, where the sun goes down at about 4:15. Seems like so. You don't really get that until the end of the year here in April and May, where that sun is still high in a later time during the day, and it was tough, real tough. And it had been cloudy the last couple of days here, so we weren't able to practice in that or even see that, you know. And you know, it was there, but it was more the sun than anything. Yeah.
And Greg, can you talk about, you know, had you gone and won this game 6-5 or something like that, is there a positive feeling that carries over the tournament, having been, you know, coming off an 18-goal game and then having struggled with the goals?
I don't think it would have mattered, Dick. You know, this team was focused on playing well, and if it meant to play well at 6-5, then that, you know, so be it. I think, you know, again, the focus was to be ready, to prepare yourself the right way over 2 days, to be ready for what Drexel brought to us back in April. And I think either score would have accomplished that. You know, it's a lot more fun for these guys, especially the goal scorers, to put it in the back of the net. But either way, it would be very satisfying.
Do you think there was a turning point in the game?
You know, I think probably Anthony's ability, as Kyle mentioned before, to win some straight draws and you know, 3 or 4 straight, and you know, put the ball in the back of the net. You know, one he feeds to Kyle, and he scores later during the stretch. But you know, our guys kind of took that opening that we were given, or really what Anthony took on the faceoffs, and we were able to kind of punch him in. That's probably what it was.
It's all rhythm, but there must be more to that, isn't there, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, these guys, the face-off guys in particular, Greg Rushing and Anthony and Joey Cavello, they work their tails off. They're out there a half hour before everybody, and you know, they have their own routine that they follow, and you know, again, they deserve what they get in games because of all their hard work that they put in.
Coach, can you just talk about your man-down defense a little bit? You guys 10 penalties against, only 2 goals let up. Talk a little bit about what that meant.
Yeah, yeah, we fouled 10 times on Wednesday, 10 times tonight. We let up 3 goals out of 20. So, man-down unit is pretty solid, but we're sick and tired of seeing those guys out there, honestly. And you know, we really need to do a good job of controlling that. We talked about that over the last couple of days. We didn't. We fouled a ton. We still had fouls 30 and 40 and 50 yards away from the goal, which you can't have. It's really going to come back to bite us at some point. If somebody sticks 4 and 5 or 6 goals out of 10 on us, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So, again, as much as they've done a good job, we don't want to see those guys out there 10 times a game. We can't. Not moving forward.
Are we pretty certain of a home game, you think?
You know, Dick, you know, for me, yeah, I would hope so. But you know, you never know.